Hi everyone, Dr. Gustin here. I made this video to talk about the virtual lab tutorial. And if you tried the virtual lab tutorial and you got through it just fine, you don't have to watch this video. This is really just for people who had a little bit of trouble. Honestly, when I first saw this, it was a little confusing to me. I wasn't sure what was part of the virtual lab and what was how it really was. And anyway, you could watch some of this and it will help you get through that if you need that help. First thing you're going to notice is every virtual lab that you come to, you're going to notice that there's 3 columns and key concepts, overview, and before you begin. So when you go do the virtual lab, you can read these things to see the kind of information that's going to be here. But this is what we call the introduction. And throughout the time that you're working on the lab simulation, you'll be able to toggle between the lab simulation and the introduction. So you can always come back to this information and use it to help you finish the lab. Once you look this over and you feel comfortable with it, typically what you would do is continue to the lab simulation. And it's telling you here that complete the simulation, save your results. You don't have to print your results. Okay. The other thing is, it does this for me. I don't know if it does it for you, but you can press Control-Alt-K to skip ahead if you want to see what's going on, what it's going to look like, or on a Mac you can use the keys there. So normally you would be looking at this lab. So here's a lab simulation. Normally these orange things aren't here. And so these are part of this simulation, but normally it kind of looks like a lab bench, and it tells you for the simulation, you're going to read these orange things. So along the side, there's these step-by-step instructions. Once you read that, then you're going to press this next button. And then it tells you something else. There's a back button here. Okay, I got that. Next. You can toggle between the introduction and this lab. Okay, next. There's the phase title. Right now we're in phase 1. Okay, next. So all this is just part of the simulation. It's just showing you around. Here's the laboratory simulation toolbar. And next. Phase navigation. And use the Go to Phase button when you think you've completed all the steps. So you go to that to get to the second part of the lab. And now they have that all on there. Let me move this out of the way. And so now these information boxes come up. You've completed step 1. So that's this. Close the dialog box. That's this. And proceed to step 2 of phase 1. Okay. So here I am. I'm here. Now it tells me, oh, select this accessibility thing. And that tells you what's under there. And you can look this over. Select the methods from the toolbar. Methods are down here. It shows you that it gives you all the methods for the experiment that you're going to do. Select the reset from toolbar. It's down here. Select the reset. Okay, it shows you what's under reset. And go to now it says go to phase 2 to show what happens if I try to move forward too soon. Notice I've got a bunch of things left to do. So here it's telling me go to phase 2. I'm going to click that. And now it's going to say, oh, nope, you didn't do 6, 7, 8, 9. And so I have to click out of this dialog box, and now I've got to do 6. Select my notes. Okay, so you can see what's in your notes. Select lab data, etc. And that's where you're going to record data. So you're going to use these things during a normal lab. And then, again, you can try to go to phase 2. Oh, I've still got 2 more to do. And show labels from toolbar. Where is it? Show labels. That's going to tell you what all these different pieces of equipment are. And select submit in the upper right. When you think you're all done the lab, you select submit. Now, we aren't all done the lab because it says there's a phase 2 to go to. And so here it says you have not finished the simulation. By submitting it, you will get 0% on this part. So do you want to submit? No, I don't want to submit it. Okay, now I can go to phase 2. Okay, and in this section, we're just going to follow along here. It says add 4 mils of hydrogen peroxide to the test tube. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to drag it over, and I'm going to click in there. Then I got to go back here and click it back in. Um, and so on and on. Now you can read the orange box. It tells you what to do. Okay. And then when you're done this section, you go to phase 3. Anytime you want to go back to the introduction, you can click on this introduction and then you can click back to the laboratory simulation. You won't lose your progress. If you decide, oh, I got to stop right now and I'll finish it later, you can stop the simulation and come back to it later and you won't lose your progress. So there's not a time limit. As long as you answer all the questions correctly, and you will get 100%. If you get a question wrong, it will give you a chance to get it right. So hopefully that helps. We're going to be doing a bunch of these lab simulations this semester, so I hope you'll enjoy them. Take care.